Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. CK, thank you so much for being first. Lady P, Lorna Williams, Mary H, Helen Marmon, Lady Bird, Annie Bullard, and a host of friends and others. Hi, Beverly Jackson, Novi D, Joya Moore, Black Queen, Judy Matassit, Sonia Johnson, Miss Viv. Hi, Miss Viv. Okay. Um, Let me see. Where should I start? Okay. Maybe I should just put the slides up, right? Slides are nice. Good place to start. Okay, I got that. One more. And we're good to go. Got it. All right, so bring up the slides. I don't even know how. Let me see. Okay. So strange. This is the second time, but okay. I don't know why I have to sign in to do this every day. Let me see. StreamYard has lost. Oh, Lord. Reconnect your. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why this does that. Okay. Weird, weird, weird. Let me see here. All of that's there. Yeah, I don't know why I have to sign into that. I've done something and I don't know what it is, but I won't bother you guys with that. Okay, so take a look there. That is, let me get my face off of there. There's a royal mutiny, I think, but there's a list of the hardest working royals, so they say. Let me see, was that from last year? Yeah, looks like Princess Anne is down a bit, but okay, I showed you that chart before, but I'm just using it as a background just to figure out what happened. What happened? What has happened to the royal family? I won't stay up at night worrying about it, but there is something rotten in the land of cotton. Okay, keep it going, keep it going. Got a message from our dear beloved Ivy. As you know, Ivy lost her brother, and she had a chance to see all of the wonderful, nice, sweet, thoughtful comments that you all left on the card that I put on the community tab, right? So there was a prayer for Ivy and her family, and she had a chance to see it yesterday. And so she says, God bless you all. I'm seeing these messages for the first time today. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. My brother was the only boy in the family of five. He had two older sisters and two younger sisters. He was our glue. He is now with our parents and one of the oldest sisters. He had a prostate operation in December after waiting over a year for a slot. And cancer also found. He was readmitted for another operation just before Christmas because he could not keep fluid or food down. Returned home Christmas Eve very poorly during January, continued to decline during February, readmitted to hospital, needed dialysis and a ventilator, woke up briefly toward the end, that's a blessing, did not appear to recognize anyone. But you know what? I love to believe that, people can still hear you. So that's why they say, just talk, just talk. So, um, lost a lot of weight. He had been in tremendous pain at home, moved him via ambulance to a specialist hospital in February, but basically, he was disappearing before our eyes. His suffering ended last Wednesday, 28 February. He is now free of pain. All this happened in less than 3 months. He was our brother and best friend. Now he is our angel. Thank you all so much for taking the time to think of my two sisters and I, and of course, our sister in law and our nephew and his wife and two children. Bless you all. So that was from Ivy. Thanks again, everyone, for the messages she left on the card, which she promises to share with her family, or she has already shared it with her family. So, again, thank you all so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. And this is something she posted earlier today. He was my first brother. Then he became my best friend. Now he is my angel. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. That is beautiful. So, again, thank you very much, everyone. And let's get on with it, shall we? And if you still want to write something on the card, it is still on the community tab. It's not the last thing I posted, but it was just before that. So you could always go and add something to it. I sent the link for it to Ivy, so she had a chance to see it, and she left this for us there too. So you might actually see that again. So thank you, and thank you. Now, Noah Entertainment. This is there's an article that I don't know what Noah Entertainment is, but I'm sure it's something important. Anyway, they wrote an article about our Duchess appearing at South by Southwest. So yeah, that is something that is making the rounds. There's a lot of people writing about it, a lot of people excited about it. And did I hear something about a squatty buying some tickets by mistake? Not realizing that it was for an actual appearance in Texas, and instead of like something online or virtual. Did I hear something like that, or am I just imagining it? Still, I can understand how that happens, because you really got to be fast off the blocks if you want a chance to see Meghan. And it sounds to me like someone was moving like hyperspeed and did not realize. Oh, I love that story. But you know what? That shows dedication, and I love that too. So, um, yeah, very, very cool. I would have done the same thing. Yeah, because you know what? It's the early bird, right? It is the early bird. The early bird catches the worm. And anybody else, well, you're going to miss out. As they say, you snooze, you lose. So, okay, let me see. All right, so I'm not, wait a minute. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so I lost that article. Never mind. I'll share it with you again later. Or should I say, I'll share it with you later. I had the article, and I think I lost it. But you know what it says. Everybody's excited to see our Duchess in Austin, Texas. All right. Okay. All right. Moving on. I don't know why my screen looks funny, because I have to keep logging in for some reason instead of just, it's there. I'm not sure what that means, but should be interesting. I don't know. I mean, everything's working, but If something doesn't work, then you'll know that it has something to do with me having to log in for no reason. So March 2024, South by Southwest announces keynote panel with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. In case you haven't heard yet, in case you've been hiding under a rock or on another planet, our Duchess is going to appear in Austin, Texas, and we could not be more excited. I can assure you of that. So, wait, where is it? Nope. Oh, there it is. There it is. So, just a couple slides from yesterday. I'll share those with you very fast. This is what they're using to promote our Duchess. Very cool. Yeah, so there you go. And of course, Brooke Shields. I love Brooke Shields. Katie Couric. You know what? Katie is so shady sometimes. So Katie can be kind of shady. I'll say that. But yeah, she's had to walk a few things back in her career. But I used to like her on the Today Show. Matter of fact, I used to love her on the Today Show. I watched her every day. And the other two ladies, I don't know much about them, so I'm looking forward to learning more about them. Okay, moving on. And check it out. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, strikes podcast deal with Limonada Media. Will launch new show and distribute Archetypes to all platforms. Well, you know what? There it is. Instead of the usual green background, now they have gone with the gray, white, and pink. Yeah, so you may remember, refresh your teeth. There you go. You might remember this was the color scheme for Archetypes. Well, it's been updated, and now you can view Archetypes on all platforms. Some of you all were concerned because, well, as we have had our feelings about Spotify because of how rude some of those people in management were. You know, the people who threw all kind of money around and wasn't sure what they wanted. And then all of the big names started walking away, like the Obamas and, you know, eventually the Sussexes. That's okay, as long as the check clears. That's all I care about. Well, anyway, some of you all had Archetypes on the Spotify. And then you said, what a shame. I really like Archetypes, but there's a but coming out of my mouth. But I'm not going on Spotify if it's the last platform on the planet. So enters Limonada. Limonada is a company. Big Mama. Hey, Big Mama. Limonada is a company which was founded by women. And of course, our Duchess loves to promote women-owned, women-founded, sustainable, et cetera, et cetera. You know, all that kind of stuff is in her list of things that she prefers when she, you know, is shopping for a new partner, or perhaps a new investment, or perhaps a what's the other one? Even when she's just shopping for clothes. So either way, she has those lists of things, right? And right there, this is how it appears. Now you have your choice of Apple Podcasts. You also can go to Amazon. What do they call that? Oh my goodness, I can't see that. Amazon something. And of course, good old Spotify. Good old. So there are your choices right there. If you have Apple, you can stream it from Apple. If you have that Amazon thing, you can stream it from there. Now you're not stuck dependent upon those people that were so rude. And used some disparaging language to describe the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. As if. So forget about it. You don't have to worry about going back to them. And as our Duchess said, what didn't you do to bury me? But you forget that I was a seed. So that was Megan's finish, the 12th episode of her Spotify podcast, Archetype, by reciting the quote by Greek poet Dinos Christianopoulos. Did you forget that I was a seed? Yeah, I'm going to come back and I'm going to bloom. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So, what didn't you do to bury me? And just a little walk down memory lane. I Oh, you know what? I was looking at this other content creator with one of those what do you call it? The Big Shure microphone, and I'm just like, I that's my next project. Because I tell you, this thing sounds a bit pitchy. I just thought of it because I just reached over to move it closer. But that's okay, you guys. Look forward to the sound quality improving very soon. That way, every time my chair screams, you hear my chair? Get off of me! Get off of me! Every time my chair screams, you will be able to hear it in high quality sound. So that'll be my that'll be my next thing. Um, what's that? No sound. How is that possible? Surely you have sound. Yeah, yeah, you do. Well, try to, you know, come out and come back in. But yeah, so anyway, let's see. Antoinette Kennedy says, Baron, the new archetype on Spotify. I just checked and my downloads are still there from my account. I have too much music and podcasts to leave now, but I'm sure Megan will still be in control. Here, here. Yeah, I mean, you know what, you guys, I don't want to pressure anybody to walk away from Spotify. It's just they were kind of rude, and the Sussex squad. You know how we are. We ain't for all that. You know, if you got some opinions, keep it to yourself. If it's about our faves, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, don't give up your account if you have one. I'm not asking anybody to do that. I'm just saying, we've had our falling out with them. But I mean, I still have my Spotify account. I didn't leave, but some people were just like, you know what, if that's your tone. But just remember, it's an entire company. It's not limited to just a few people. So, um, yeah, I wouldn't say just walk away from your account. Thanks for reminding us about that, Antoinette. Appreciate that. Okay, so but yeah, just a reminder, there was a giant, someone who thought himself rather important with an overinflated ego, and his name, Joe Rogan. He was the king of podcasts, the number one podcast for 3 years straight. And along came the beautiful princess Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and she, started a podcast of her own. And for a few weeks, he lost his title as the most popular podcast on the planet. So, just a reminder, just a reminder. And of course, there was this evil witch, evil witch. I mean to tell you, she never gets stuck in traffic. Brooms don't allow you to get stuck in traffic. You're sailing above the traffic. Anyway, that evil witch who's known to bend the truth, also known as a lie, who's known to bend the truth, she actually had the nerves to open up her mouth. Had to think about that. The more Meghan Markle speaks, the less anyone wants to listen. Her new Spotify podcast archetype epitomizes the law of diminishing returns. You know what? Tell that to Joe Rogan. Tell that to Joe Rogan. And not only was Archetypes number one in the US, but several other countries. Most countries where they had the Spotify, Um, Archetypes was number one. So I just like telling that story. That's a little bedtime story for you all. There was once this uh, um witch that said some disparaging things, some disgusting, unnecessary, blah blah blah, and she was proved wrong, all the way up until the point when the Duchess of Sussex cheerfully received her People's Choice Award, and didn't she get a Gracie too? Yeah, her People's Choice Award and her Gracie Award. So there you have it. Take that. All right, now let's get to a little petty gossip. Um, that is an Audi crossover SUV. I wouldn't say it was an estate wagon, but then again, I can't tell from this angle. But either way, it's not a typical sedan. Can we all agree with that? That is an Audi, favored by the well to do, reliable German engineering. Well, of course, who wouldn't want an Audi, especially if you can afford to fix them? Because sometimes, Audis spend a lot of time in repair, but you can't beat the performance unless you have, I don't know, BMW. But anyway, they drive very well. They're a quality car. And let's see, Leg says, don't you, don't you dare cry. You better. I am not a grifter on what is it? Is that from Big Brother UK? I am just passing through because I am so popular. I didn't lose my career for my trashy opinion. Who am I? Is that oh, are they coming after? Well, I was going to talk about that, but you probably know more than I do. I hear they are dragging. Do you hear me? They are dragging Sharon Osbourne. They are dragging Sharon Osbourne and Uncle Gary. They are dragging them all up and down the streets. You hear me? They are coming after them about them talking about Harry and Meghan. I mean, the first words out of their mouth, they decided to drag the Sussexes. And the people in social media are not having it. They want Sharon Osbourne out of there today, and they want Uncle Gary out of there today. They have started off the least popular people in the house. So there you have it. Don't you dare cry. You better. Legs, you snuck up on me with that one. I did not see that one coming. You bet. Oh, you better not cry. Okay. Let me get back into character. Serious. Anyway, uh yeah, you don't you dare cry. You better not cry. So I was talking about the Audi. So if you notice, it appears as though there's a fifth wheel. Now, I mentioned that yesterday, and I didn't have the photo, but I'm sharing it with you now. You can see that it appears as though there is a fifth wheel. Now, yes, they're usually followed by royal protection officers, but where is the vehicle? You don't see it behind there anywhere. And if you notice, you don't even see a shadow for it. Where is the shadow for the other vehicle? Which all of this is saying, gee, it seems like this photo is not real. Where's the other vehicle? It seems as though I could see a fifth, possibly a sixth wheel back there, but where's the other car? I mean, are you looking under there? Where is the other vehicle? Where is the other vehicle? Where is it? Huh? So there are a lot of people, and I mean to tell you, some of them are reporters that don't buy this photo. There are reporters that don't buy this photo. Very strange. Very, very strange. I'm on the fence about it. I just am. I believe the photo could be real, but I'm not necessarily sold on the fact that it was yesterday. Although, if it is real, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems. Like, for instance, in 2024, why in the world is this photo so grainy, like it comes from one of those old Motorola Razor phones? There is a lot that has gone wrong with that photo. Just one photo. Yeah. I think someone seems to be lying, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Something's not right. Something doesn't pass the smell test. Now, this guy right here, if you are going to try and solve the problem, or if you're trying to solve a riddle, if you will, at least know what you're talking about. At least know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let me get this up here. Oh, and by the way, Chris Ship with a P, not a T. You see there? Chris Ship is spelled with a P, not a T. Otherwise, it would be Chris something else. But Chris Ship with a P, not a T says Princess of Wales conspiracy theories have gone into hyperdrive. So, how about we separate fact from the fiction hysteria? Okay, I'm going to tell you why this is so problematic. At least a few of the reasons why people are having problems with it. On a celebrity. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Oh yeah, this is only 30 seconds. I'll run it twice. Okay. I hope you can hear it okay. On a celebrity website, TMZ. I've seen it, of course, on the internet myself. It certainly, Beverly looks like her, wearing big glasses.
Looks like Pippa. Looks more like Pippa to me.
Well, they were driving in the same 4x4 that Prince William used when he went to the London clinic to see his wife. So I think that's another straw in the wind. If she is up and on a celebrity website, TMZ, I've seen it, of course, on the internet myself. It certainly, Beverly looks like her, wearing big glasses.
Looks like Pippa. Looks more like Pippa to me.
Well, they were driving in the same 4x4 that Prince William used when he went to the London clinic to see his wife. So I think that's another straw in the wind. If she... Now, that is GBN, right? That is GBN. Even GBN says, looks like Pippa. Looks like Pippa. Looks like Pippa. Looks like Pippa. Like a parrot. Art, looks like Pippa. Art, looks like Pippa. Art, looks like Pippa. Art, looks like Pippa. So, Beverly is of the opinion that it looks like Pippa. Well, that's only part of the issue I have with it. It does look like Pippa. But take a look back here. Remember, this is an Audi SUV, four-wheel drive, 4x4 crossover. It is a sport utility vehicle of some type. Can we agree upon that? I mean, look at how high it is off the ground and everything. That is a very utilitarian vehicle. And this guy says it's the same vehicle that William went to go and visit Kate. Uh, there's William. Let me see. What was that? William visits Kate in hospital as she recovers from abdominal surgery. Okay, yeah. So he goes to the hospital to see her. Only one time that we can tell. Behind him is a Land Rover Discovery. He is riding in an Audi, but just not this Audi. You see those silver rings on the front? Okay. There is William. There is what might possibly be Christian Jones, whatever they are to each other. I'm not getting in their business. There's Willie Leaks right there. You can tell because the license plate says Willie Leaks. Willie Leaks 1. Okay, actually, I covered his license plate because of privacy. But I want you to notice that the Audi, which is followed by a Range Rover, I want you to notice that that Audi is much lower to the ground. I mean, you could barely slip a piece of paper under that car. Very aerodynamic, very low. Also, likely an electric vehicle. Okay. Also, I want you to notice that the rings, see the 4 rings on the front? Are those chrome or the silver tone? Are those chrome like the other vehicle, or are they blacked out so that this car is extra sporty? This is a high performance vehicle. That is not a SUV like Mom and Pippa, like Mom and Pippa was. Look at that. Even I'm saying Pippa, like Mom and Pippa was right. Looks like Pippa. Looks like Art. Art looks like Pippa. Yeah, that's another vehicle. So if you don't know for sure, why are you speaking with so much authority that for certain that is the same vehicle? I remember seeing Willie Leaks riding in this Audi when he went to that Earth shot for the first time, right? And if you notice here, it's all blacked out. I'm not sure if this is the same one that he used to go see Kate that one time. I don't believe it's the same car. This looks like some kind of a grayish tone, whatever. So then I guess maybe he decided, I'm rich. I'll just go and buy one. I have £1 billion now. I'll just go buy one. And so he has one. It's just not the vehicle that mother and daughter was riding in, mother and Pippa, the one that Carol and Pippa looks like Pippa was riding in. So there you go, right there. There is either a lie or ignorance exposed. Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Greatly appreciate it. So there you go. Yeah, he can lie so easily. Absolutely. I mean, it was like he was telling the time of day. What time is it? Oh, that was the same. I mean, it's 10 to, yeah, yeah. It just poured out of his mouth like he was giving the time of day. But yeah, different car, different car. Lex says, so the British royal family let Black Grid on the estate. Apparently. Now, there are parts of the estate that is open to the public. If they were supposedly on the long drive, that long walk or whatever they call it in front of Windsor Castle, or some other rural road, because I think there is a couple of right of ways. Um, I don't suspect that they allowed anyone on the estate unless they were very sure that you wouldn't know where the photo was taken. You know what I mean? Unless they were very sure, because really the way this photo is cropped, you couldn't tell whether it was on public or private land. So it wouldn't make a difference. It'd be very difficult to tell where that photo was taken. But it obviously was set up. This is obviously set up because on any given day, any civilian in the area could snap a photo of William or Kate on those school runs. But as someone explained, wait, I'm on the wrong one. As someone explained that when Kate wants to send a message, still going the wrong. Oh, there we go. When Kate wants to send a message, all of a sudden, the photographers. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for pointing that out. All of a sudden, the photographers are there. And yes, there have been several occasions when both Kate and Carol Middleton have been photographed, and those photos were distributed by Backgrid. Yep, there are so many photos that are credited with Backgrid on the bottom of it that has come from that are I'm sorry that feature Kate or her mother. And so all of these photos that you see here, these photos seem to have been arranged because otherwise there's only a handful of photos of Kate in her vehicle driving supposedly through the Windsor estate, and they all seem to catch her in the best possible light, except for that very last one, which seems to have been taken with one of the earlier um, mobile phones ever created. We're talking like 15 years ago, mobile phone. The quality is horrifically bad. No reason for that at all, unless the photo is doctored or the photo has been, orchestrated. Something is not right about it. Something is not right about it. It doesn't make sense that the first photo that we see of her from Christmas just happens to be of the worst possible quality. Just happens to be. So this is like the grainy effect that you would get in a low light situation indoors at nighttime when everything is just worst as it could possibly be. And yet here it is, the bright daylight. I mean, look at all that sun. The car is washed in sunlight, and yet the photo is terribly grainy. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. It doesn't. You can't. You cannot find a reason for that unless the photo is not what it appears to be. So anyway, there's that about that. There's that fifth wheel again. Here's a little close up of it. Not sure what in the world that could be. It appears to be just like the two wheels on the left side, where you can see the shiny inner part of the rim. It seems like that's what you're looking at back there, but yet there's no vehicle back there, as though this photo was edited or doctored in some way. And then, of course, because of the way this has taken off, license plate King of Peg, will he accept your peg? Accept you, peg. Got it. Thank you so much, Legs. uh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, as you can see, someone has turned this into a weekend at Bernie's. Now, there was one that I thought was even a little bad for me, and I decided not to share it. I'm just like, are we going too far? And they had, what's that guy from the band Kiss? Gene Simmons. They had her mother sitting in the car with Gene. They had her mother sitting in the car with Gene Simmons. I said, no, I can't. I can't. That's even a bit low for me. Gene Simmons from Kiss. No, I'm not going to do it. But I could see that though. Wait, did I save that photo? I don't even think I saved it. I looked at it and I said, no, that's a bit much. I don't think I'll share that one. But yeah, so there you go. That's what do you call it? That's that whole little mystery. Now, this I believe this is Australia, and I have to tell you guys, I have been having some issues when I hear, and I do apologize to people from Australia when I hear an Australian accent, and I don't know what is. Maybe these guys are from New Zealand. I don't know. Sometimes I mix the two, but I get triggered because I'm always thinking that they're about to come for Harry and Meghan. So I do apologize, but I'm just being honest. I do get triggered sometimes, and I hate that that has happened because I love Kate Blanchett, and of course, what's his name? The brother that plays Thor, and his other brother has, the Hemsley, whatever. Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite actors and singers are from Australia. So I hate that this has happened, but now I just get triggered. I'm like, oh boy, they're about to say something negative. And one of these days I will get past that. I got to move beyond that. And so when I heard them talking, I was just like, uh oh, here we go. But much to my delight, it was a total different direction. So I guess the name of this show is The Project or something. But anyway, let me play the soundbite for you. I think it is hilarious. Okay. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That was the first one. Okay.
Has done little to quell the rampant speculation about her health. The photos also sparked a fresh round of conspiracy theories that it was a wax figure in the car or a body double.
That is not her.
What? Really?
I don't think that looks like her.
Could it be her sister, Pippa?
Doesn't look like.
You think it's a
I
wax
just don't
wax
think that's
double?
her. No, I don't know what, but
I just don't know. Why are we poring over a grainy image and then speaking with
because we
certainty
haven't
over-
seen her since Christmas
No,
Day.
I get that, but we can't say that's not her. Like that.
Oh yes, we can. I just did.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. You look at it. I realise how many times I've looked at her over the years.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just go, that doesn't look like her.
Isn't it interesting because the royal family isn't papped ordinarily, so it looks like they've forced her into the car,
Get in the car.
driven her past the paps in order to put everyone's minds
That
at
would have
ease.
been Camilla.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
Charles, she won't get in the car. What should I do?
One more time.
And the Princess of Wales has been spotted for the first time since having abdominal surgery more than 2 months ago. But the image of Princess Catherine in a car with her mother in Windsor has done little to quell the rampant speculation about her health. The photos also sparked a fresh round of conspiracy theories that it was a wax figure in the car or a body double.
That is not her.
What? Really?
I don't think that looks like her.
Could it be her sister, Pippa?
Doesn't look like.
You think it's a
I
wax
just don't
wax
think that's
double?
her. No, I don't know what, but you know.
I just don't know. Why are we poring over a grainy image and then speaking with
Because
certainty
we haven't
over-
seen her since Christmas
No,
Day.
I get that, but we can't say that's not her. Like that.
Oh yes, we can. I just did.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. You look at it. I realise how many times I've looked at her over the years.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just go, that doesn't look like her.
Isn't it interesting because the royal family isn't papped ordinarily, so it looks like they've forced her into the car,
Get in the car.
driven her past the paps in order to put everyone's minds
That
at
would have
ease.
been Camilla.
Get in the car. Get in the photos.
Charles, she won't get in the car. What should I do?
Oh Lord, I told you it was funny. The lady with the orange, she's the one. She was pretending like she was smoking a cigarette. Charles, she won't get in the car. Charles, what should I do? Oh my God, I screamed when I saw that. It was so funny. And the guy with the brown, he was the first one to yell, "Get in the car." And yeah, and the lady in orange, she's the one that kept saying that I thought it was Pippa. It looks like Pippa. So yeah, these guys were funny. So I really, really enjoyed that one. That was like one of my best that I've seen. Like someone who's not a squatty necessarily drag them. So I'm enjoying all of this. I told you guys I'm going to have fun with this. I'm not even going to pretend to be objective. I am going to just dig in, and every time I find something, I'm just going to pull on that thread until it falls apart. Baron Marcia Ware points out that only Kate Pippa face is blurry, but not her mom's face. Strange. We are not fooled. Hear, hear. And thank you very much, Black Queen. And thank you, Marcia Ware. Yeah, that's the other thing is why is only the passenger's face, Pippa slash Kate, why is that the only one blurred? Why wouldn't they both be grainy and everything? So something to think about. And the grain, I'm just like, how do you remove the grain? I mean, I'm sure you can use a filter, and those filters are pretty good when it comes to enhancing stuff. I mean, it's amazing what they can do, where they can take something that's low light or poor quality and enhance it. So I don't, it seemed like the way it was enhanced, you could even see individual hairs, which was, quite incredible. Let's see here. You see there, you see like a few hairs on her forehead. But yeah, I mean, Gene Simmons, I've seen photos of, what is her name? Caitlyn Jenner. People have remarked that this looks like it could be quite a few people. None of them actually Kate, which is strange. So, get in the car, Charles. She won't get in the car. What do I do? I gotta hear that one more time. Get in the car, Charles.
And the Princess of Wales has been spotted for the first time since having abdominal surgery more than 2 months ago. But the image of Princess Catherine in a car with her mother in Windsor has done little to quell the rampant speculation about her health. The photos also sparked a fresh round of conspiracy theories that it was a wax figure in the car or a body double.
That is not her.
What?
Really?
I
How do you
don't
know?
think that looks like her.
Could it be her sister, Pippa?
Doesn't look like
Do you think it's a
I
wax,
just don't
wax
think that's her.
double?
No, I don't know what, but
I just don't know. Why are we poring over a grainy image and then speaking with
because we
certainty
haven't
over-
seen her since Christmas
No,
Day.
I get that, but we can't say that's not her. Like that.
Oh yes, we can. I just did.
Okay.
But you know what I mean. You look at it. I realise how many times I've looked at her over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just go, that doesn't look like her.
Isn't it interesting because the royal family isn't papped ordinarily, so it looks like they've forced her into the car,
Get in the car.
driven her past the paps in order to put everyone's minds
That
at
would have been
ease.
Camilla.
Get in the car! Get in the photos!
Charles, she won't get in the car. What should I do?
Oh Lord.
Look at it. You look at it.
Oh,
I realise
oh,
how
oh,
many
sorry.
times I've.
Okay.
Talk to us.
Excuse me. Woo! That was too much. Charles, get in the car. She won't get in the car. What should I do? Lord have mercy. That was my best day since Christmas. Inaugural choice recognition. Yeah, recognition. Winner. Prince Harry Spare inaugural choice recognition. So Prince Harry Spare has won something else. That's it. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Congratulations to. Oh well, actually there was 7 books that were selected, and well anyway, they were one of them. So Audio of the Year is here. Our 2024 Audi Award winner. So, cheers to Spare by Prince Harry. In his own words, these are my words and my words alone, he says. So, there you have it. Get in the car. Charles, she won't get in the car. What do I do? Oh, Lord. Okay. Meghan and Harry told you can't have it both ways as Sussex squad under fire. Royal commentator has called Meghan and Harry hypocrites for not calling out their fans who are spreading rumors about Kate online. Spreading rumors? Why are they blaming the Sussex squad when there are all of these people that have been drawn to this story because, well, let me see. Was that the other day when I pointed out that everything seemed to have gotten so much bigger ever since William decided that he was not going to go to that church service? That is when things had gone bad from worse. Please, let me refresh your tea. So, without anybody prompting them, they were the ones that said William's absence from memorial for his godfather, King Constantine, was not connected to Thomas Kingston's death. Gee, I hadn't thought about that, but now that you mention it, okay. And then right here, listen, no one had given this Thomas Kingston serious lament, but for the royal rota immediately saying Prince William had nothing to do with his death, duh, they are the ones that started this. It would have been forgotten about, but for the fact that they had to intervene and tell everybody without anybody soliciting them for response. They just took to the thing as though they were given instructions, as they often do. Richard Eden. Contrary to speculation online, Prince William's absence from today's memorial service for King Constantine of Greece was not because of the tragic death on Sunday of Tom Kingston, husband of Lady Gabriella Windsor. Okay, but I didn't ask you. Kate Manzi, Rebecca English, even Roy Anika, all of them pretty much said the same thing. And nobody asked them. They just volunteered that information. And so since they brought it up, why are you now surprised that everybody is looking at that and giving you the side eye? Why? Why? You are the ones that started it. We weren't even thinking about it. Do you know how many people wake up every day and go to bed late at night and hadn't thought about this at all until everybody in the royal rota were saying the same thing at the same time? Well, if that doesn't give you cause for suspicion, what else would do it? Looks guilty to me. That is when this took off. It was just like adding fuel to a fire. It was just like trying to put out a brush fire with gasoline. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to lose the whole forest. Now, Dan Wootton finally acts from GBN News as Ofcom rules against channel and misogyny row. Well, they're using that as an excuse, but they wanted to rid themselves of Dan Wootton anyway, because Dan Wootton, well, he brings a lot of heat wherever he goes. And since these networks are not making a lot of money, they can't afford to have that type of environment. It's not paying off for the very same reason that very soon the weird uncle and what's her name, Sharon Osbourne, may find themselves out of that show for that very same reason. And that's because hate is not paying off the way it used to. It's just not profitable as it was before. The airways are saturated with hate, and there's only so much of it that people are willing to take. And I will say that over time, if there's anything supporters of Meghan and Harry have achieved, is changing that narrative where everybody was shaking their heads and, well, not everybody, but they had so many people who were not aware of the Sussex's story. um, there were so many people who just did not know enough about the story. And they were taking everything that these people with an English accent on American television was saying at face value. Oh, well, they have an English accent. They must know what they're talking about. Now, you don't find so many of those Rhoda people on American television. And for the few that has managed to squeak through, um, they have a different tone in comparison to the way they speak when they're on British television. So, if you want to survive on the American airways, you better change your tune. Now, every so often, I'm still disappointed by some of the American broadcasters because of their decidedly negative tone or bias toward Harry and Meghan. But for the most part, by them just, staying true to themselves and doing their work, it has changed a whole lot. And also the presence that the Sussex Squad has on the social media has also been very effective. So you cannot discount how important it is to get out there and help to drive the message. Of course, as I always say, whatever you do, just try not to make it personal. Don't threaten people because it doesn't do any good if you lose access to your account, if you get kicked off of Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or Facebook. None of that is doing you any good. So try to, as they say, keep it cute. Try to keep it cute. Don't make personal attacks against people. Don't call out their mama and stuff like that, unless you have a burner account. Unless you have a burner account, if you can afford to lose your burner account, then have at it. Okay, so that means Dan Wootton has been sacked, fired, terminated, gone. Bye, Felicia. He's done. No more GBN. So he's looking forward to getting his own platform off the ground. Good luck with that. And I hope we have seen and heard the last of him because he is he's a very nasty character, and the stuff that he has gotten away with doing to people is very fortunate for humanity that the younger people, they will identify and call these people out in a millisecond. And TikTok, I tell you, the TikTok community, you don't want to come for them, because if you come for them, they are going to come for you. And I just saw a video earlier where the kid was pointing out the hypocrisy of the way Camilla just takes off when she wants to, and she's not criticized for it. But if the Sussexes run for their lives, then they've been so badly vilified by the excuse me, tabloid media. And this was an American kid on the TikTok, looked like a teenager, and I'm like, oh my God, he gets it. He gets it. So there's hope. There's so much hope, and I'm eternally optimistic about the future because of that. And then, of course, right here, James O'Brien is having a little fun. The Liz Truss of TV stations. GB News loses where 6 times its revenue. I'm sorry, losses. What am I saying? Losing. GBN News losses were 6 times its revenue last year. That's pretty staggering. They have lost 6 times their revenue. So instead of making a profit, they are losing by 6 times their operating revenue, which means that just like Fox News, which also loses money routinely, Fox News, it's not so much that they're losing money today, it's just that they are not making as much as they used to, right? So they have cut back on a lot just so that they can keep the doors open. And GBN, well, pretty soon, GBN may find themselves streaming on YouTube and YouTube only. So I hope so. I hope that happens. Actually, I hope they would just go away. And then, of course, Murdoch Talk TV to close down television channels and go online. After 2 years of dismal ratings, Talk TV is to close as a traditional TV channel, and its content will run only, and of course, that's going to be on YouTube. Murdoch shuts down Talk TV channel as losses mount. Channel moves to streaming only weeks after Piers Morgan announced departure. As I said, hate is not as profitable as it used to be. Hate does not sell like it used to, so they are losing money. Day after day, they are just hemorrhaging cash. They cannot afford to pay the talents that they want. And even the ones that they can afford, even if they could afford the best talents, that hate is not paying off. People are just making the choice to switch it off, which is what's going to happen to Celebrity Big Brother. If they don't get rid of those two monsters, people are going to switch it off, but they're not going to stay there and watch them attack Harry and Meghan. I'm telling you guys, from what I heard earlier, they were on social media saying, keep Harry and Meghan's name out your mouth. The only thing that was missing was Will Smith. The only thing that was missing from that was Will Smith storming the stage. If the doorbell at Big Brother's ring and Will Smith is standing outside, I'm telling you, there's going to be some red faces up in there. There are going to be some red faces up in there. Let's see. Do the royal supplement their costs because why? Oh, well, not directly, but I think the circle is that these journalists, if you can call them that, these Royal Rota people, they're talking heads is what keep those shows with content, of course. And of course, direct payment. Well, I don't, I have to think about that. I do feel in some kind of way the royal family, I would say the royal family supplements their income with access. Because of their access to the royal family, they can make money. So they're not getting the money directly, but I think that they are supplementing the income of these people because of the access that they have to the firm. I think. I don't know. But thank you so much for asking. Okay, moving on. And right there, you can see again, Talk TV moves to online streaming only. Scraps expensive broadcast channel. C'est la vie. Let me see. Vehicle backed by hedge fund tycoon Paul Marshall steps in as right-leaning broadcaster increases number of staff. Yeah, increases number of staff. Is that one older? Well, anyway. Bye, y'all. Bye. Now, let me get to this one. So, I think that there has been a bit of a war between Camilla and Kate. I do believe there has been a bit of a war. Let me explain. So, Camilla Parker Bowles, a lazy woman like Kate Middleton, avoids work, source claims. They're both well matched when it comes to lazy. When it comes to devious and vicious, I would say they're still very well matched. Except, well, I shouldn't say that. I would say in their intentions, they are very well matched. But when it comes to the execution of being cruel and vicious and mean, to being a mean girl, I would say that you just have to give it to Camilla. She's been at it longer, and I mean, after all, she has come from out of nowhere. Kate is only there because of how she looked and because she knew how to keep her mouth shut. Camilla is there because it took a lot of skill for that out of stock, outdated set of goods to go sliding across the supermarket counter for someone to pay for it and then put it in a shopping bag and take it home. I would have to say that took a lot of skill. That took a lot of skill. Kate really just had to show up and get egged on by her mother. So Camilla versus Kate. Well, I'm just going to give you a couple of points. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of stuff, but this is the one that sticks out for me. One of the ones that stick out for me. So Camilla had her real wedding, right? Because they got married at the registrar's office. They had a press service at St. George Chapel. But then what appeared to be like a big production wedding, like the wedding of the century, was the coronation day. Because she wore white, of course. It was coronation day, right? So she wore white. Charles was there. There was a choir. There was family, an orchestra, all of the trappings of a wedding. And it was in a church. Not just any church, but Westminster Abbey, which is, where a lot of royals have been married, buried, funerals, all that stuff. On that day, they had a policy. Nobody but the Queen was to wear a tiara or a crown. They banned tiaras that day. Now, in the old days, everybody would have wore a tiara. As a matter of fact, I believe when the Queen got married, anyone who had a tiara wore a tiara. But not this last coronation. They were forbidden to wear tiaras. So Kate, not to be outdone, instead of, just wearing some type of headdress, she got this elaborate crystal. They said that thing cost $30,000. Now, it looks like bridal appliques. I don't know. But it's not technically a tiara. It just looks like a tiara. It looks like a tiara. And I believe that was her way of pushing back at Camilla. Oh, okay. Well, I won't wear anything from the royal collection. I'll just go buy something. And that's what she wore. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they were late, because they were so busy plotting and scheming, trying to figure out some kind of way to sock it to old Camilla. And don't you think Camilla forgot about that? Because like it or not, Kate walked in there looking every bit as regal as Camilla, and it wasn't even her coronation, if she ever has one. Yeah, take a look at the detail. I mean, it screams bridal applique, but at the same time, as cheap as it looks, I hear that thing costs $30,000. Don't ask me where I got that number from, but that's what I recall from that day. $30,000 or 30,000 pounds, whatever. And so Camilla, the other thing is Camilla, this had nothing to do with Kate though. Camilla was supposed to get a new crown, but because of the extravagant cost of things, they made a big deal about her recycling one of the older crowns. But every coronation, they create new thrones. They even create new furniture for Westminster Abbey. And if you are lucky, like if you're one of the aristocrats, you can actually buy the chair that you sat upon during the coronation. There are some people who buy them and take them home. So, not that day, of course, but that is a possibility. So, yeah, I think that Kate was trying to sock it to her. And then, of course, this was the big no, the Chelsea Flower Show. So imagine Camilla, one of the laziest people who has ever lived, only outdone by Kate, of course. Princess Kate upstages Charles and Camilla at engagement amid claims she's pretty much calls the shots now. Ooh. Ooh. By the time Charles and Camilla made it to the Chelsea Flower Show, Kate had already been there, had the press taking her picture everywhere. She dressed up in a pink dress to send the signal that I love flowers, I love children, I'm Kate Middleton, I'm a princess, blah, 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 blah. And you see those newspapers on the right side? They all feature Kate. None of them feature Charles or Camilla. That was supposed to be a big day for them. As if I'm correct, I believe that was their first flower show since the coronation or since Charles took the throne. She really messed up by doing that. Let me see. I would feel bad for Kate because I think that William set her up to go against Camilla. Remember in 2022 when she knelt to Camilla at the Carol event? William said never again. Then at the coronation, she didn't. And Charles was like, bet. Huh. I do remember that they did not kneel for Camilla. And when William gave the speech at the coronation event, at the concert, he didn't mention Camilla's name. So yeah, I do think both houses are at war. I do believe that there is a war. Thank you so much for that, Lex. I do believe that they are at war. Yes, I do. And I think this day was really bad. Kate had already come and gone, and all of the attention went to her. Look at what she's wearing. Look at what she's wearing. When you wear pink like that, you're asking for attention. Why Kate Middleton's latest surprise royal visit may have upset Charles and Camilla. The king and queen arrived at the Chelsea Flower Show in London on Monday, shortly after the Princess of Wales had already made headlines. Those photos of her interacting with the children, they were all over the internet. And so by the time Camilla arrived, all of the wind had been taken out of it. There was really nothing else to talk about. So this is Camilla. Look at how exhausted she looks. She looks fit to be tied. She's mad. She's mad. They had to go and sit down. I think this was supposed to be her big photo for the day, to have her sit there on one of the benches. And well, anyway, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Does that look like somebody happy to be at the Chelsea Flower Show? She was happy when she got there, and that was before she heard that Kate just left. That was before she heard that Kate just left. And then by the time she heard it, look at the expression on her face, which may explain why Camilla kept popping in and out of that hospital when Kate supposedly was in the hospital. Either Camilla was saying she ain't here, or she was reminding people that I'm here to see Charles. Where's William? William ain't here. And you can't say it's because the photographers wasn't there, because they have photos and videos of Camilla coming and going. And even at the time, there were people that were saying that was Charles and Camilla being shady. I believe it. I really do believe it. So there she is coming out of the hospital, grinning like the cat that ate the canary. She's grinning like the cat that ate the canary. She was in and out that hospital twice a day for 2 days. And then that last day she came to get him. And the day before she had dropped him off. So I'm thinking she must have made at least 5, possibly 6 trips in and out of that hospital, because she went in the morning, then she came back in the evening. And guess what? There was no mention of her visiting Kate. They said that Charles was by Kate's bedside. There was no mention of Camilla visiting Kate. How about that? So, during happier times, I told you the mail would airbrush our photos. Thank you, Lord Nappyhead, for the invisible contract. I made that myself. But anyway, that's just something silly I made. But yes, I think they are at war. Now, how that works out for Charles and William, I don't know. But if you all recall, William has said he was going to step up and help Charles. And they sent a message from Clarence House letting everybody know that Charles is going to fulfill all of his obligations as sovereign, and pretty much saying, we don't need your help, young man. Stay at Kensington Palace. We don't want your help. So, yeah. So that's just my theory. I think there's a little war going on. I don't know if there was a problem this particular day. That was at the Queen's funeral. But they seem to have it in for each other. I hope so. They deserve it. They deserve to be at each other's throats. Army to remove claim Kate to appear at Troop in the Colors forum website. So the Army jumped the gun, no pun intended, and they made the claim that Kate would actually appear at Troop in the Colors. Kate may not actually do anything for the rest of this year. Seriously. So they told them to remove it, and they did. Now, she's the colonel-in-chief of the Irish Guards, I think they said, but there's no assurance that she will be there. But remember, that was Kate in the car, not Pippa. And then over here, Queen Camilla, the Queen Consort, is seizing power. Charles stands in for Queen at Maundy service, right? So when the Queen was really sick, Charles stood in for his mother. Well, he is a prince of the blood. Now he is a king. Of course he could do that. Camilla, a commoner, the Queen will be distributing the royal Maundy gifts on behalf of King Charles at Worcester Cathedral on Thursday, March the 28th. Yet another example of Camilla doing work that has been traditionally, or should I say always, done by a blood relative. But this is another one. So the investitures, Camilla. The Maundy Day, Camilla. Commonwealth Day, Camilla. Did I miss one? Camilla is taking over. When they changed her from Queen Consort to Queen, I guess they knew what they were doing, because obviously they knew this day was coming. When Charles, it makes you wonder if there's anything even wrong with Charles. Did they have some agreement between one another that I am going to make sure that you are the queen, not the queen consort. I am going to make sure that you do all the stuff that Mummy used to do. And so far, inch by inch, Camilla is inching her way along, filling the role of Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen. To most people in the world, if you said the Queen, they always figured it was Queen Elizabeth. Even some countries that have a queen, they say, oh, Queen Elizabeth? Everybody thought Queen Elizabeth. Well, Camilla seems to have easily fit into the role and is doing all the stuff that the Queen used to do. Now, that Maundy service, that's a tradition that goes way back to medieval times, I think. They give out gold coins to poor people, and you're supposed to pray for them. Anyway, they slimmed it down. They're not doing all that, healing power stuff, but they are still giving out those little gifts, right? Well, that is something that the sovereign would do. Now, Camilla's going to do it. I know she's not the sovereign, but this is yet another example of something that she's taken over. Now that Camilla has successfully driven Harry out of the country, now that Camilla has successfully driven William insane, she's taken over. She's taken over. Who knows what other tricks she's got up her sleeves? But I'm telling you guys, you can never underestimate Camilla Parker Bowles. That is like the ultimate survivor. If there was an apocalypse tomorrow and all life forms were eliminated from the earth except for, the usual rats, cockroaches, alligators, and crocodiles, and of course, some of the marine life, amongst all of the ash and rubble, you will see that there is one life form that resembles that of the humans that has emerged. Somehow it has taken its hoof and kicked away the debris. It has crawled all the way from the bottom of the wasteland. And as all of the ash settles and the sunlight appears for the first time in 1,000 years, there is one survivor from the human race, or something close to it, that will emerge. Yes, Camilla lives. She's going to outlive us all, you guys. We can't even be sure how old she is. Camilla may have been like reinventing herself for centuries. There's no telling how old she is. We don't know where she came from. We don't know how old she is. Kate is going up against some powerful forces. I mean, why do you think Kate is looking so old? That's because Camilla breathed upon her. See there? That's what happens when you mess with Camilla. You start to wither and shrink and draw up. Yep. It'd be better just to go back to Buckleberry with what's ever left of your dignity. I say. Go back home to Buckleberry, to Mama and Daddy, and just leave all that royal stuff behind. I'm not going to tell you what to do with the kids, but you might as well just go on, Slim, because you up against some very powerful witchcraft. Lizzie 34, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah. That's what happens to those that go up against Camilla. They began to wither. It's just like she just breathed. Yeah. Don't let her breathe on you. So, Chris Ship with a P, not a T, said, there are pap pictures of the Princess of Wales. We are not running them out of respect for her privacy while she recovers from her operation in the time scale we were given for it. As far as I know, no other UK broadcasters or newspapers has published the photos either. Oh, really? Let me see. That is that Tash, the bird demon from Narnia. There is a strong possibility that that is Tash, the bird demon from Narnia. Thank you, Legs. 4-bedroom, 2-kitchen, outdoor dining area, and staff cottage, and 2.5 million Cotswold boho. Harry and Meghan are renting for 2 years. Well, what did they think of Harry and Meghan's privacy when they exposed the only place where they felt safe? I repeat, this is the only place where the Sussexes felt safe. And what happens? It's all over the news that they were renting a cottage in the Cotswolds. Now, if you've ever been there, it is a beautiful, idyllic area. It looks like a storybook. If you were to jump into a storybook, you would see cobblestones, babbling brooks, windmills, water, all that kind of stuff. Just beautiful. And that beautiful honey-colored stone, which of course comes from Bath, just beautiful. People have traveled all over the world to come here to see, come there to see the Cotswolds. And so what a great place where they can have privacy and feel secure. And yet the tabloids, well, they flew a helicopter over. They were even able to get the camera straight through to the bedroom, exposing this little quiet place where they were seeking some civility, some of the country, all of that beautiful country air, right? And so one of the squaddies says, out of respect for privacy, I'm old enough to recall the toxic British media using PAPs to take something chopper inside Harry and Meghan's home, breaching their security and forcing them to move. They were sued and removed the pic of the inside the house, but the articles are still up. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All of this that they're saying about leave Kate alone. Kate deserves her privacy. Let Kate this, let Kate that. Do I need to remind people that Meghan had her first child at an age when a lot of people are through having children? And as important as that was at a time when she was feeling rather vulnerable, considering she was under constant attack, this is just one of several articles that was circulating, forcing them to run. And they kept running until they got to California. And even now, they won't leave them alone. If there was anything, when Harry spoke about them leaving, he said, you know what? We'll go. You two stay, meaning, of course, William and Kate. And that way you can have all the newspaper headlines. You can have all the front covers of the magazines. You can have it all. We'll just go and live in Canada, or we'll go someplace else. But you have it. And yet, if somebody writes a book, they're talking about Harry and Meghan. You write an article, you're talking about Harry and Meghan. Anything to do with the royal family, you have to insert them in there just to get people to read it. They're not even over there anymore. And you're still violating their privacy. Any way you can, whenever you can, you think of some way. And as one of the squatties pointed out, those photos are still online. Even though they were sued, the photos are still online. No, at least no, I think they took the inside photos down, but the article is still there. And this is why people are laughing at, Will and Kate are jokes now. People are laughing at them. People are laughing at them. Just like those that television show I just showed you. They're laughing. They are a big joke. And none of this would have happened if they would have just let it go. Harry and Meghan were gone for a year and said absolutely nothing about that institution. And after the Oprah interview, Harry was like, okay, well, that didn't work. We gave it a year. I'm going to write a book. So he wrote a book, the best-selling nonfiction ever. The best-selling nonfiction ever. If that's not enough to say, you know what? We tried. They're winning. Let's leave them alone. But they're not going to do it. It's William's very fragile ego that started all of this in the first place. Everything that is wrong between those two brothers is because of William's very fragile, very delicate ego. And it continues because of William. The whole idea of William coming to the U.S. and showing Harry that he's important too. Who would do such a thing? You have the whole world. You have the Commonwealth. And yet William keeps pushing and pushing, trying to find a way into the U.S. market. For what? You have nothing to sell. And if anything, because of this conflict between brothers, do you know how many people that I have heard them say, I wanted to go to Britain, but I don't think I'm going to go because it's too racist. Do you know how many people have come to that conclusion? I'm not going because they're racist. And even when I assure them, I had a great time there. I didn't encounter any obvious, racism. There was that one time on the train, but I'm not sure. However, I had a good time. I still recommend you go. They ain't trying to hear that. I don't know what's wrong with William. I don't know if there's a diagnosis for him or what's happening with him, but that very fragile ego of his and this determination to try to show up his brother all these years later. Wasn't it bad enough when Harry whipped your behind on the ski slope? When somebody half your size come flying past you on a pair of skis, doing all kind of flips and somersaults while you're struggling to stand up. Wasn't that enough? Wasn't that enough? I mean, everything. He's faster than you. He's smarter than you. He's more athletic. People like him more than they like you. And yet you keep coming after him. Only an idiot would do something like that. What's in it for you? How much more money are you going to spend? How many more people will you offend to try to show up or show out? I just don't know the answer to that question. But I know he just, like a poor marksman, he keeps missing the target. Like a poor marksman, he just keeps missing the target. William has everything, and yet he seems born to lose. Judy Matazes says, do they have security on the jury case in case Charles closed his eyes? I wonder how much is hidden already. Charles' bags of money. Judy, they have Lord so and so and this person. I mean, they have some people that are loyal to that family that keeps an eye on that stuff. It doesn't explain why there's $18 million worth of jewels that has not been seen in years. Uh, can't explain that. Once you melt it down, you don't know what it is. But I suppose they have some kind of safeguards in place, but I hope it's not the British Museum because they got a lot of stuff missing too. Thank you, Judy, and thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. Oh, VS, I didn't know you were here. Hey, VS. And good night, VS. Thank you so much for stopping by. Kate Middleton's uncle fined £5,000 after punching his wife in street in row over drugs. That's right, Duchess of Cambridge Uncle Gary Goldsmith called his wife Julie, and then before decking her with a left hook. I never saw this headline before. I knew that he had pounced her, but I didn't know it was that serious. And then, of course, what about this one here on the right side? William to have a drug-dealing uncle-in-law? Britain's Prince William had a nasty shock this weekend when his girlfriend's uncle was caught on camera providing an undercover reporter with drugs just before fumbling with baking soda at his kitchen table. Kate's uncle Gary Goldsmith bragged about his ties with the royal family, revealing suspect intimate details about the couple, including a family dinner at which William apparently openly discussed Kate's figure in 2006. Boy, that sounds just like Donald Trump, doesn't it? The prince and Kate reportedly stayed with Goldsmith at his $8.25 million Ibiza village, nicknamed La Mansion? La Mansion de Bang Bang, is that right? La Maison de Bang Bang? Oh, God. Oh, that's tacky. And you thought your family was embarrassing. How about that? That's Uncle Gary Goldsmith. Uncle Gary Goldsmith, the one that's on Celebrity Big Brother right now. No stranger to law enforcement, obviously. Uncle Gary, that Uncle Gary. Everybody's got one. Yeah, but and they say that they're embarrassed that he's on there. They didn't want him to go on there. I think they did. They want him to go on there and bash Harry and Meghan since William and Kate are out of commission right now. What a better way to try to slow Harry and Meghan's, success than to get Uncle Gary and have him show up on Celebrity Big Brother. I think it's all part of a setup. I really do. They're doing it on purpose. Yep, they're pretending as though Uncle Gary is making them nervous or that there was like some kind of confrontation about it. But I don't think so. I think they're glad he's on there. And probably he worked it out with his sister, Carol Middleton, to show up and wreak havoc. That sounds like something those Middletons would do. I'm telling you, Carol Middleton, she's a nasty customer herself. She is pretty devious. And so she had Uncle Gary go to Big Brother. So as the song says, send in the clowns. Maybe they're here. Uncle Gary. Did you all hear the lady on Jeremy Vine this morning that referred to the Middletons as trailer trash? Did you guys hear that? I didn't do a slide for it, but let me see if I can find it. She referred to the Middletons as trailer trash. I was shocked. So Kate Middleton let me see, decided to hit the ground running by slandering Meghan with ill-looking Sharon Osbourne. Oh, Sharon Osbourne looks bad too. I'm not sure which audience Big Brother thinks is playing to. GB News viewers? Having two miserable old white people. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I had to open it up. Yeah. Having two miserable old white people, one of whom was fired from her job for being racist, and the other one, a wife beater, being hateful about Meghan Markle, isn't entertaining. Oh my God, I'm looking at the faces of some of the people. See, they're not going to report about this accurately in the tabloids. So if you go to the tabloids to look for it, trust me, it's not there. But they have some chat groups that are really, really dragging them right now. Yeah, they're going to lose their audience. That's what's going to happen. They're going to lose their audience. It's good for the short-term ratings, but the people that usually watch Big Brother are not enjoying this. They are not enjoying this. They're actually very angry about it. So, yeah, they are going to crash and burn. They're going to crash and burn. Okay, so let me see if I could find the thing that I just mentioned. What did I just mention? You know, I forgot already. Hold on, let me see. It was, what was it? I forgot. Oh, it was Jeremy Vine. Jeremy Vine. Okay, okay, I know where to find it. Okay, Jeremy Vine. Oh, okay, okay.
What he called his beautiful niece under the bus when Harry and Meghan left the royal family. So this guy's got all guns blazing here, Marvin, hasn't he?
There's always one in the family.
Just like it, I just think men who do things like he has done to his wife should just be more embarrassed and hide more. I think the fact that he's standing there on the front page with those particular views, I don't really care for it. And I feel like, you know, the idea that he's trying to elicit attention away from, you know, his niece into the Meghan and Harry situation is just poor form.
When you said things like he's done to his wife, what do you want to expand on that?
Well, he has been charged and found guilty of, I think it's domestic abuse or domestic assault.
Okay, right. Yes.
With his wife, and got community service and I believe a fine, which
is questionable
in itself. In the face, yeah. Well, that's the main reason I don't think he should be in Celebrity Big Brother. He obviously doesn't need the money. He's sold his company for 30 million. And I'm sure the whole of the royal family are extremely worried about this uncle going in. He's loving the moment.
He's milking it. You're never going to stop. Every family's got one of these.
Yes.
This is proper Dukes of Hazzard stuff. Because you remember when Meghan's family came over, it's like, you know, it's like the sort of Dukes of Hazzard. That's not uncommon. All families are like that.
Absolutely.
Once you bring in the wider family, they're not made for TV.
No, but the worry is the royal family have got a lot of ill health. King Charles has cancer, sadly,
yes.
and Kate's had surgery.
Yes.
The last thing they'll all be wanting.
I don't know, because
it really is, and I do feel for Kate.
Really, and you're connected, I know, with that end of things.
I am, and I do know they're absolutely beside themselves, and he is really gonna, you know, talk about cut himself off. That will be it for them. And they'll be very worried. They'll be watching everything he says. But look, as you know, but he will talk about Harry and Meghan because
whatever he says,
he's very defensive.
Whatever he says is going to create a headline every time he says anything related to the family, and it becomes really problematic.
You know, like Marvin said, you have your trailer trash family, don't you?
Well, Marvin didn't quite use that phrase, Merva.
I
think I might adopt it. Let's see.
Okay. Well, but we're careful talking about families. Like we're, you know, people get into all kinds of trouble. Slating Meghan's family.
Yeah, I understand.
They weren't ready for the spotlight.
Yeah, but like he can say whatever he wants, can't he?
No, because he's got to think about his niece, and she's ill and royal. And
oh, please, listen, Jeremy, listen. She's ill and she's royal, fair enough. When Meghan's family came in and Meghan was getting all that slate, everybody was laughing, oh, this is but no, if it can happen for Meghan, it's coming to slate Meghan off for Kate. So at the end of the day, right, let him say it or what have you. Like I said before, we all have trailer trash in our family. So that's it.
I don't know if Gary is trailer trash.
This is not the Kardashians. They are not the Kardashians. This is the royal family. Have a bit of respect. He should know. No, he should know better.
Gary is on Celebrity Big Brother. That's the disrespect.
I'm saying to Gary.
Okay, you guys. I'm sorry. I thought the first part is where you heard the trailer trash. It was actually the second part that I just played. The phone caller, but yeah, so and like the lady said, the one lady, she's like, have some respect, it's the royal family, and the other guy is just like, he's on Celebrity Big Brother. If you want respect, why are you on Celebrity Big Brother? So, you know, I don't know what's respectable about being on Celebrity Big Brother. If you want that kind of respect, don't go on Celebrity Big Brother. And yet, you know, obviously they said the man is rich, but he just sold his company for 30 million pounds and still he's going on Celebrity Big Brother. Lex says, Sharon, is wasting her life like her career sad. They are talking about how bad Sharon Osbourne looks. Let me say this. I'm not going to make fun of her because, you know, well, I mean, I will make fun of her, but I'm not going to, well, let's see. I'm trying to couch it properly. Sharon Osbourne may have a lot of bad things going on, and she is not going to admit how bad off she is because it could mess up future work prospects. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Aretha Franklin, when she lost all that weight, it wasn't because she was on a diet. It was because she was unwell. And she would not admit to the fact that she was, you know, having problems until it was, you know, way too obvious, till she couldn't work anymore because she didn't want to give up the ability to work. And so I'm not saying that that's necessarily what's going on with Sharon, although I'm starting to wonder because, you know, she looks very bad. And so she's been saying that that was because she went too far with the Ozempics. Yeah, but if you're going too far, you just stop taking it. And believe me, you'll blow up like the Hindenburg. Okay, bad example. You'll blow up like the Goodyear blimp. So I would not be surprised if there's something more to it. And maybe that's why she went back home to England for two reasons. Number one, she's through here in the US. She's not going to work over here again because here, when you're branded a racist, you'd have to be Donald Trump to survive that. You really would have to be Donald Trump to survive that. Most people in this country, when they are legitimately branded a racist, you don't really come back from it. You find your home on Fox News and just about no place else. And so Sharon Osbourne, you know, I'm not saying that she's racist. I don't know her. I never watched her on television. I know so little about her except for her going after Meghan. So I don't know. But I can tell you what, she's through on US television. So that's why she moved, because she didn't want to pay those California tax and is not making US money. So the family packed up and moved back over across the pond. And that's the only place she'll find work. That's the only place anyone of that ilk will find work, is sadly on British television. It's a place where you can release a photo of a chimpanzee and compare them to a child and still have a job. Sad but true. So that's why she's over there. And the other reason, I think, is, like I said, this whole thing about the Olympics. I'm not buying that. Thank you, Lex. I'm not buying the Ozempic story. Lizzie34, thank you so much again for the super sticker. And thank you so much again for being here tonight and being a member of Royal Sussex. So that's Uncle Gary again. That's him with the baking soda. That's the wife that got decked. That's him urinating on the streets. Uncle Gary, loser. William to take. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Hey, Deborah Anderson. There you are. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but Prince William to take another week off from royal duties, with Princess Anne and Prince Edward to pick up the slack. The royal family is down to just 4 working members. What is it about 4 members and Prince William that makes me laugh? Why does that make me laugh? I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the royal family is down to just 4 working members. There's 4 members. There's 4 members, and because of that, once he got word that they're down to 4 members, he decided he would take the week off. Anyway, let me see. After it was confirmed, Prince William will take another full week off from engagements as he continues to support Princess Catherine's recovery. That kind of makes me laugh too. I'm just trying to picture him trying to help somebody. Let me see. Lydia Abacus, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here tonight. Let me see. I did walk away. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Let me see here. Okay, I don't think so. All right. Thank you again. Now, Prince William to take another week off from work. Prince William out engagements this week has continued. Okay. And Prince William to carry out engagements this week as he, okay. Yeah, so like I said, he's off from work. There's 4 members. He's Let me stop. So anyway, closed until further notice due to another holiday. So they're off. We're almost done, you all. We're almost done. Melba's Harlem Staple is opening in Grand Central. Do you all know that Melba's, where the Sussex is, remember they gave those people that check and everything, and Melba divided up the money amongst the staff. Well, anyway, Melba's is opening up a new location at Grand Central Station. Yes, Melba Wilson learned a thing or two about saving money from her South Carolina grandmother, starting when she was 21 years old, when she deposited holiday money, birthday checks, and whatever left after paying bills. Many years later, she counted over $300,000 at the First National Mattress Savings. Oh, she had that money in her mattress. Bank, as we jokingly call it, she says. Okay, I was about to say, must be a nice mattress. Anyway, she opened up a restaurant, and I think this is her third location. And like I said, you may remember that the Sussexes went there for lunch. Harry tried some soul food. Thank you, Deborah Anderson, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, so congratulations to Melba. And of course, when it comes to making money, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is also an entrepreneur. And even though she has listed so many things on her bio, they never mention the fact that, Meghan is an entrepreneur. And she helped to start a clothing line at the Reitman department store in Canada. And of course, through her blog, the TIG, there was some merchandising going there, I think. So anyway, Meghan Markle proves the TikTok loved Archetypes Super Puff Jacket is unmatched in quality and price for extreme cold weather. Because Meghan wore that coat on that skiing trip, now all of a sudden the coats are selling like crazy and all that kind of stuff. The typical story. Meghan wears it, it sells out, they have to hire new staff, etc., etc. Also good news today, more than 1,200 visitors came out to experience a selection of adaptive sports that will be included in the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025, and to celebrate the official 1 year to go countdown. 1,200 people showed up for that. Wow, that's a great space right there. Yeah, so Invictus is moving along, you guys. Even though we don't talk about it every day, it seems like every day there's something new that is posted or mentioned or something to do with the Invictus Games. So I know it's going to be very successful. Okay, when you see our queens, it's time to go. You know what I mean. So again, thank you, everyone, and thank you for staying up with us. Thank you all, 1,849 of you. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you all for your comments and your likes and shares. Even if you are unable to support the channel financially, there are still other things you can do, like the likes, the shares, and of course, most importantly, subscribe. Very soon, Royal Sussex will, let me see, what are we almost, is it 52 or 53? I think it's 53,000. Yeah, I think we're going to be about 53,000. So at the rate we're going, but right now it's like something and a half. So, but we'll get there. So again, thank you. Oh, 2 hours on the head, 2 hours on the head. All right. So again, good night. Thank you. Our last word of the day is, let me see. I think Willie is trying to drink his guilt away. Thank you, Ruth Lopez. That ends it for us today. Now let's cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. Sharon Lambert, thank you so much for 7 months membership. Thank This is very short, but I just want to share this with you this morning. God is good, isn't he? Look at what God can do. So Meghan and Harry went to Melba's. We all know that, right? Well, when they went to Melba's, you also know that they left a little blessing for Melba's. Well, Melba was on the news this morning, the Channel 4 News in New York. Apparently, they called all the employees together. And at that time, Melba decided to do her best impersonation of Oprah Winfrey. She said, you get a check, you get a check, you get a check, everybody gets a check. Well, the $25,000 that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex donated to Melba's was divided equally among the staff. And literally, you could see that one of the people on the staff was in tears. I'm sure he wasn't the only one. Melba's was hit really hard by the pandemic, like most restaurants. And there was a point when Melba couldn't even pay the employees. Well, it turns out that this restaurant did survive, of course. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex went to visit to ask how the pandemic had actually affected them. And little did Melba know that as Meghan was about to leave, she said, well, we're going to leave you a donation. We're going to give you a donation, $25,000. And it was enough for the people there to have this unusual visit from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They said how nice they were, how interested they were in everything. And of course, it was the first time that either one of them have ever had the chicken and waffles. Well, in spite of all of that, then once they left the donation at the restaurant, or the gift, if you will, it was like it took on a whole nother energy. And so to share that moment with the rest of us, NBC News New York recorded the meeting at the restaurant where they handed out a check. They equally divided the money among everyone on staff. I thought that, I cannot tell you how this starts my day. I feel so good. Anyway, thought I would share that with you. I'll try to leave a link to the video. I say that every time, but this time, actually, I couldn't find the link. It's on the Twitter for NBC News New York, but it's not actually on the YouTube yet. And so the minute I find that, I'll put it on the community page. Or the community link. So anyway, just woke up, but I thought I'd help you start your day on a good note. This is a blessing. I love it.